We begin tonight with Hurricane Helene, just upgraded to what they're calling now an extremely dangerous Category 4 hurricane, set to make landfall just a short time from now. Already 130-mile-an-hour winds. Take a look. Damaging winds up to 20 inches of rain in places. Tonight, authorities warning of potentially catastrophic storm surge. This is the satellite at this hour. The eye of the hurricane about 120 miles west of Tampa. Its outer bands lashing Florida for hours now. The monster storm has been gaining strength. It's moving fast. There are tornado watches across several states and flash flood alerts. They stretch from Florida up through Georgia and the Carolinas. The National Guard moving into Crystal River, Florida, in the Big Bend area where Helene is expected to come ashore. Tallahassee tonight, a ghost town, shops boarded up, people heeding the warnings with this hurricane now moving in. In Cape Coral near Fort Myers, a possible tornado roaring through this backyard, leaving, of course, a lot of damage behind. Torrential rain drenching this Orlando neighborhood tonight. The waves crashing onto the Howard Franklin Bridge. This is across Tampa Bay right there. That bridge now completely shut down tonight. Our team, of course, across the storm zone tonight. And we begin with Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z. She's in St. Petersburg with the latest track of this hurricane. Ginger?
David, that Category 4 hurricane has now passed Tampa Bay. It's obviously more than 100 miles to our west-northwest. Look at that dock behind me, just getting rocking and rolling. That peninsula has been overtaken by water. We've had offshore winds all day, but now it's shifting onshore. And this is where around here, 4 to 8 feet of surge is nothing compared to what they're going to see when a Cat 4 makes landfall in just hours in the Big Bend of Florida. So tonight, let's talk about the tornado watch first for most of the state of Florida, up through Georgia and South Carolina. Those little spin-ups will happen, have two ways of getting warnings. But that core of the storm moving right through North Florida, the Big Bend, in the next few hours into Georgia overnight. This is going to happen fast. And you see those hurricane warnings go up to Macon. You do not see that every day, where you'll have hurricane force gusts easily taking down trees and power lines. We expect widespread outages. Those tropical storm warnings up to Asheville. Storm surge is the biggest loss of life and property, and around here it's 4 to 8 feet. But we saw with Idalia, which was a way weaker storm. Crystal River, just an hour or so north of us, they took on 7 feet. Easily could get in that 8 to 10 plus. 10 to 20 feet is moving cars. It's taking homes off foundations. It is unsurvivable. So Steinhatchee, Keaton Beach, all the way down to Cedar Key. I'm so concerned in the next couple of hours. I hope everyone's gotten out because time's over. This is it. It's happening. And you can see those wind gusts. Those will be easily 100, 120 plus. I'm sure we'll see those extreme wind warnings happening by the time it makes landfall. And then it's going to cruise across Georgia. You know, western South Carolina, Augusta there, 63-mile-per-hour wind gusts early tomorrow morning. And then it'll wrap up and go into the Mid-South. But before it does so, you have excessive, and I mean extreme flash flood threat in southern Appalachia. We're talking 12 to 18 inches. That'll be historic. David.
Incredible reporting, Ginger. Stay safe, and we thank you. Whit Johnson is in Tampa tonight, where they are bracing at this hour for this possible storm surge.
Tonight, gaining strength, size, and speed. Massive Hurricane Helene slamming ashore in Florida. Conditions deteriorating in Florida's Big Bend. Storm chasers hunker down as waves batter the coast in Carabel. Some areas bracing for up to 20 feet of storm surge. Millions also under that tornado threat. A possible twister obliterating this backyard in Cape Coral early this morning. FEMA officials watching the storm's track as it bears down.
Right now it looks like it's a dead-on hit to Tallahassee.
The capital city of 200,000 bracing for potentially the worst hurricane conditions on record. High winds and storm surge prompting authorities to shut down multiple bridges in the Tampa Bay area, including the Sunshine Skyway Bridge.
This is the very popular Bayshore Boulevard, and as you can see, even before the storm's arrival, the water is coming up and over the seawall, moving into the neighborhoods and threatening homes.
Tampa resident Rob Pokrifke watching the water rise.
It's definitely worrisome. I mean, the majority of the storm surge hasn't even shown up yet.
After hitting Florida, Helene expected to stay a hurricane as it hurtles inland. Georgia calling up the National Guard.
We have route and debris clearance teams already postured throughout the state.
Some parts of North Carolina bracing for up to 20 inches of rain on top of already saturated ground. Fearing floods and landslides, the National Weather Service warning this could be one of the most significant weather events in history for the area.
And David, we're really feeling these hurricane force wind gusts. And as you can see behind me, the water is rising in the bay. Up to 8 feet of storm surge expected here for Tampa. Plus tonight, high tide doesn't even happen until long after dark while people are sleeping, making this expected flooding even more dangerous. David?
Yeah, the surge very concerning. Whit, you and the crew, please stay safe as well. Thank you, Whit.